Welcome to the Biazo Weekend warm-up. We're getting ready for Matchday 12 and we're playing against Unisa this coming weekend. It's one of the newer teams in the league, and since they joined, it's actually two new teams that joined, Westview and Unisa. They've seemed to have quite contrasting runs. Unisa has been doing quite well. They've been challenging. They've won quite a number of games, quite contrary to Westview. So this coming weekend we should be coming against what should be a really tough team to play against. If you look at the games that Unisa has played this year, they've won two of them and lost one. The one they lost against Sekhukhune, which is a team that is also quite coming up quite a bit of late. However, the other games they've won 4-1. You can see that they're a high scoring team and their games are quite intense. So this weekend is definitely not going to be an easy ride at all. Looking back at the weekend that we come from, it was a double-header weekend. We had Jacaranda attackers on Saturday, and they wanted to redeem themselves, having lost the previous weekend. And they actually beat us 1-0. It was a tight game. We didn't play at our best on that game, but ultimately we lost it 1-0 to Jacaranda. And then on Sunday we were up against Matchday, and the coach did actually warn that it's Matchday is a team that will definitely be fighting to turn things around. The game was not anything like we had expected it to be. It turned out to be a lot more competitive than we had initially expected it would be. Credit to Matchday, they brought out a fight, and also from our side we didn't really bring out our best game. I think after the two quick goals we took our foot off the gas, and it's really slowed down, and it was not the most entertaining game to watch. However, when it's all said and done, what matters is the 3 points, and we've come out of it with 3 points. So we march on, and we will hopefully fix and play better against Unisa and against the upcoming games. So we caught up with the coach a bit earlier to find out his thoughts about the weekend that we come from, as well as to look forward at the game against Unisa, what to expect from it, and this is what the coach had to say about those games.
This past weekend we had two games, Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday we played against Jacaranda attackers. Unfortunately, we lost the game 1-0. It was a very tight contest. We could have done better as a team. I felt like at some point we could not just get into the game and play our usual game. All of a sudden we made a mistake at the back, which Jacaranda tries on that. Also, I must commend them for that, just to stick around, finding for that moment to pounce on us, and that's what they did on the day. Apart from that goal, we played in some moments, but overall it was just one of those performances whereby you're just in gear 1 for a very long time, where you couldn't switch from gear 1 to 2. So you needed to switch the things at some point, of which you didn't do that. So even after the game, I spoke to the boys and assured them that it's part of the game. Some of the games you're not going to do them beautifully, but you have to be able to grind results. So unfortunately on the day we didn't get the results. And come on Sunday, we played against Matchday, a tight contest. I kept on warning the boys before the game that we have to be careful. Matchday are tired of losing, and they have to change the situation. And you could see the game against Matchday that they were not an easy ride as we thought. You see, I said it on our post-match interview that we need to start winning football games, in the field of play, and fight for your points. So against Matchday, is those games where you enter, it's like, we have won. Yes, it's good to go into the game with confidence, but don't be too arrogant. You need to be able to fight for your points. So our arrogance also played a part in that Matchday game, because after scoring our two goals in the first 25 minutes, we sat back and we allowed Matchday to play, and we saw that they were playing. Performance-wise, this thing of switching on and off the game, good teams will punish you. Good teams will punish you, and you see that we almost get a draw against Matchday. But at the end of the day, it's all about fighting for 3 points. We fought for that, and we came out with 3 points, which is very good. I don't care how many goals we scored against them. People expected 10 goals, 15 goals, but as long as we came out with 3 points. That's what matters. So this weekend again we have a very tough contest in Unisa. We have never played them before. It's another game that we don't know what to expect. We just have to believe in our ability as a team and try to find solutions to beat Unisa on Saturday afternoon.
What do you attribute that to? What caused the team to not perform as per normal?
I think generally, if you look at Jacaranda attackers, we had them, the mental side of the boys. You know, when you play a good side, a team that is, I think that by then, Jacaranda were just ahead of us. Is this ahead of us? So I think they were ahead of us on the log. You see, so it was all about, you know, looking like, okay, if you win this game, we'll go on top of Jacaranda, or might even go second, considering of the results of Taba or of Swane Sporting, which it didn't happen. You see, so that game, what I noticed from us is that our midfield, they kept on shadowing on each other instead of spotting points where we can keep what do you call this your runs, addressing issues where the play is also. And apart from that, our off the ball movements in Jacaranda game, especially in the middle, we were poor. So we needed more of a playmaker in the game. As a result, we had more playmaker at the back, which is our defender Monde and other guys. So we needed that in the middle of play. And I can assure you that midfield is an engine. And if your engine is not doing well on the day, a car is not going to move. You see, so our engine was off on the day. To be honest with you, our midfielder didn't play football on the day. If your midfielder is not playing on the day, don't expect anything.
So now this weekend we're coming up against Unisa. You've already mentioned that it's a new team, you've never played before, you don't really know in terms of what to expect from them. What we have seen though in terms of results is that they have been challenging. They have stood up to be counted against some of the bigger teams in the league. What sort of challenge do you think we'll be getting this coming weekend?
Look, on this day, on Saturday, it's not going to be easy. You know, going to be easy, as I said, that Unisa has been getting results of late. And if you can see that last game, they lost against Sekgopo City, which is anything is possible. I was doing my own homework as a coach to see what we can do against Unisa. I found some of the loopholes here and there, but those loopholes, I need people that can go and utilize on those loopholes. It doesn't matter for a coach to find a loophole, and we don't utilize on that. So I found some things that we can use against Unisa on Saturday afternoon. So my aim or my belief is that I need boys. The boys need to respond to the coach's plan. Because sometimes the coach has a plan, but boys go there and do the opposite. So it's very important on the day to take the coach's instructions seriously.
Biazo has some of the biggest players in terms of physique. However, when we look at the set pieces, your corners, your free kicks, and aerial duels, your team doesn't tend to come out on top. What's the cause of that, and what is the plan to resolve?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we have, in terms of height, in terms of shape, we have big boys. Yeah, maybe you can talk about that team, but if I talk to only a team that I know, that which is our team, we have big boys here. We have a very, I mean, of late, before Power got injured, he was the only one that would go jump there. But if you look at Power, you look at Morgan, you look at Rasta, there's Akim. I mean, there's so many big boys in the team. There's Mashudu, which is now our goalkeeper just for now. But we have height. You see, the thing is, the guys, especially the people with height, they don't sacrifice themselves that much in those moments. I have seen it that people are scared to put their head there. People are scared just to throw their body on the line. So it's those things that, how much do you want it? Because in those kind of situations, it's all about throwing your body there. It's throwing your head there. Try to put something, try to get something out of corners. Because if I was Biazo and we know that we have a corner, I should count it that it's either we get a goal there or hit a post or do something. Hopefully, going forward, we see changes. Because I expected Morgan, Vus, and all the guys that I've mentioned to win every little thing that is flying in the air. I expect them to do that. But as I say, aspect of people being lazy, not being bored enough to put their body on the line. So I'll keep on preaching the message.
And then lastly, if you compare last season with this season in terms of goal scoring, it looks like this season there's less goals. But also, if you notice this season, it seems like there's a lot more effort being put towards your strikers and Morgan in particular by other teams to stop him from scoring. What's your plan around that?
Yeah, this season around, I think Morgan has 5 goals now out of 11 games, right? Then Lungelo has 4. Yeah. Then after that, I think there's Prince, the small one, and others. But if you look at the fellow that when Morgan started hitting his form last season, it was, I think, midway the season. He didn't start all boom. He was like, no. I think he started hitting along midway the season. That's when Morgan he gained that form where, but every game, you get to a point that you're scoring for fun. You know, so I'm sure this will come, because when he missed some of the games in the league, but he has recovered now. He's still maintaining the goals that he has. He has more goals, the most goals in our team at the moment. So my wish this time around is the players around him. Your Lungeros, your Juniors, your Prince, and all the guys that are playing attack. If you give him, put more pressure on him, apart from the other teams that are marking him and all that, put pressure on him. Let's ignite fire, a certain fire in him, that will see a different Morgan. That's what I want within the squad. And apart from being Morgan, I think is at his best when you mark him. If you bring players around him, that's when now you're gonna get the best out of Morgan. You look against a game against UB, it was the same scenario. You look against this game against Mantideng, same scenario where you are marked and all that. I think you can get the best out of him when he has people. And you can see that you have seen it with a few games that we have played. You see, it's just about these people, the boys around him. They need to rise up so that if Lunga has 10 goals, that puts pressure on Morgan. If Junior has 10 goals, that puts pressure on Morgan that I cannot go from 45 to 10 goals a season. The competition within the squad, it will determine his performance. I'm not worried about teams coming at him. They can come. That's when you get the best out of him.
All right, Coach. All the best this coming weekend against Unisa and with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
So Lungelo is one of the top scorers in the team. He's got 4 goals and he's also got 4 assists. So we actually caught up with him just to get his thoughts on his season so far, how the team has been doing, and what he expects this coming weekend, and also the games ahead. This is what Lungelo had to say. 4 goals this season and 4 assists. How has the league been for you so far?
Honestly, it's my first season here, so it's been difficult adjusting, because I came from a different league, FAP, which is like a mini league for the Pretoria Association. But adjusting to this league has been almost quite difficult because of the standard this league has, and pressure, and also the demand that coach wants from me as a player and as a team.
In terms of the goal scoring, one of the things that we've seen with your goals in particular is that you are very much a calm finisher. What goes through your mind when you get in front of goal?
I wouldn't say I'm a calm finisher, because I used to struggle when I was young. So I think that experience of me struggling when I was young has taught me much to be more composed and precise with my finishing. So yeah.
So this past weekend, there's a goal you scored where Morgan flicked the ball through to you. You didn't take a blast through the goalkeeper. When you got that ball, what came to your mind? What did you do? What was your process in getting that ball into the back of the net?
Well, first thing I did was to find out where the keeper was positioned. So I noticed that he left his right-hand side way open. So I placed the ball right there.
All right. And then you've also got 4 assists. As an attacking player, how important is it for you to not only score but also create for your teammates?
Well, it's nice to score, but there's much more beauty in creating, because creating makes you a team player, not only just the goal scorer, but a team player. And nowadays, we need more team players than just the main person in the team.
What is your prediction for this coming weekend? We're playing against Unisa.
Unisa. Well, Unisa is a new team, and we don't know them, so let me see. Not being ambitious like my goals, I will say possibly 3-0. 3-0 will be a good win for us. I could see possibly a goal from Morgan, even though he just assisted this week 3 times, but I feel like he's going to score this week. And I also feel like I'm gonna score. And the surpriser would be Junior.
All right. So 3 goals from 3 attackers and a 3-win victory against Unisa.
Yes.
All right. Lungelo, thank you so much for your time and all the best this coming weekend.
Thank you for having me and thank you.